Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Elder Scrolls Lore. So before we talk about anything, please like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video. I have a Discord chat now. I'm gonna move the fan. It's not directly on us. Yeah, I have a Discord chat now. We can talk about gaming, we can talk about Elder Scrolls Lore, just anything you really want. If you join that there, it'll be easier to communicate and everything like that. And please, I would like to thank Aries for allowing me to use his music in this video. So, this is a theory I think that is a bit more known, if anything, and it's always something that me and my friends discussed about the Elder Scrolls, is Paarthunax Evil. Now, this is a very tough subject because is Paarthunax evil? Many of us would say no, he has changed, or that he's redeemed himself through his current actions at the present, and that he's a good guy, or dragon in this case. He is a dragon who aids the Dragonborn by helping kill Alduin, and without him we couldn't do it. Said though, we do know of his past. He openly admits to the mistreatment and atrocities he has committed and witnessed. He was Alduin's right-hand man during the Dragon War, during the Merethic era, but he and a group of dragons would betray Alduin and taught mankind how to use the Thu'um, and Alduin would be accidentally sent forward into time, into the Fourth Era, and hence Skyrim's Dragon Crisis would happen. Now, Paarthunax would then retire to the throne of the world to, I'm using air quotes here for me, tame his hunger for power. Thus, the Way of the Voice was created and the Greybeards were formed with Paarthunax as its leader. We know that in 420 of the First Era, 420, he would visit Numenex, who was in captivity, to comfort him. But other than that, how can he be evil? Well, name actually translates into ambition, overlord, cruelty. And during your first interaction, he explains. Actually, no, gosh, it's not the first interaction. It's one of his. I want to say it's actually one of the later interactions when the Blades ask you to kill Paarthunax. He says it is wise to mistrust Edova, but he claims he can be trusted because of his meditation. He has gone through so much meditation that he is able to calm his power, his thirst for power, and he will go on to explain how a dragon is naturally evil and they crave that power. But nevertheless, what if this is just a trick? Paarthunax could not beat Alduin. No matter what he tried to do, he couldn't do it. And regardless of which, even if he did manage to defeat Alduin, he couldn't kill Alduin, like officially. You had to have a Dragonborn to kill a dragon. So what if he was going to use the Dragonborn to then kill Alduin so he could rise? Now you can ask yourself, why would Paarthunax wait so long to rise to power? I'm turning my page, give me a second. Paarthunax knows Alduin will return and that he could not be officially killed by Paarthunax, so he couldn't kill him, as I said earlier. So he waited for Alduin to return and to resurrect the dragons, and basically building an army for Paarthunax when he doesn't really necessarily have to do any of the work. So Alduin comes back and starts reviving all these dragons. The day Alduin is eventually killed, all these dragons are now left leaderless, and that's where Paarthunax will come in. And so he helps the Dragonborn then defeat Alduin for good. And you know, Paarthunax has seen how forceful occupation works. Plain and simple, it does not. So the Way of the Voice is introduced, and Paarthunax perfects it while he waits. While Alduin is defeated, he states, many of the Dova are now scattered across Kaizal, which is Skyrim. Without Alduin's lordship, they may bow to the Vazan, the truth. Righteousness. I don't know if I start quote, but whatever. The Dragonborn will eventually gain a right hand in Odahviing. After the latter is defeated, Odahviing will submit and become Dragonborn's loyal ally. So if Paarthunax is alive after Alduin is killed, Odahviing will express resentment to having to submit to Paarthunax, and even will go on to call it tyranny. So at the end of the day, I think this theory in a sense can work. It is reaching at some aspects and some not, because at the end of the day, the only reason you are given the opportunity to kill Paarthunax is for the Blades. But at the end of the day, it does make a little bit of sense, because Paarthunax couldn't defeat Alduin, so he uses the Dragonborn to do so. And there are dragons that call Paarthunax's rule tyranny as well, like Odahviing. And I know Paarthunax even states it will take time to convert some of the Dova to the way of the voice, and that some might never will. But that being said, though, sorry, a fly just flew by me and it distracted me. That being said, though, it's hard to see that, you know, even when the Dragonborn is asking why he shouldn't kill Paarthunax, Paarthunax does try to convince him that he is good enough, in a way that could be seen as manipulation. But we don't know that for sure. We really don't. It could be the manipulation, or it could be straight up the truth. We just don't know. So, personally, I believe that Paarthunax wants to be good. But I also think that his lust for power has become a lot more passive. So it's not as out there as it is. He has the Greybeards supporting him, and after Alduin's defeat, a legion of dragons, he gets that support of those dragons, some of the dragons, after Alduin's defeat. So they may practice the way of the voice, then they may submit to Paarthunax. So essentially, is Paarthunax evil? Yes and no. I think he's a passive evil. He doesn't necessarily. He is a good person outright, but what happens when this goodness eventually fades? Dragons always crave power and want to be powerful. Paarthunax now has every capability of becoming that powerful of a dragon. So I think essentially this can lead into something where he is strong, but he also has to become evil in this scenario as well. He doesn't. What happens when he is attacked, or his dragons are attacked? What happens when he gives in to his power? We really don't really know. I said really twice there. That was really weird. I keep saying really. Stop. Okay. Okay, but at the end of the day, though, we don't really know if he's going to be evil or not. We just simply don't have that kind of foresight to see. Is it possible? Yes, but at this present time, he is not evil, and he doesn't deserve necessarily to die for his actions, because there is possible he can still make up for more of his actions, and he already has made up for them. He does help defeat Alduin and stuff like that, but there is possible he can continue on to do so, and I don't think that Alduin is, I keep saying that, get mixed up. I don't think Paarthunax is necessarily evil. I think he is a good dragon. Overall, that is my personal opinion. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, please like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions, please let me know as well below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys around. I'm looking around to see if that's in it. Future videos, I think I already stated them in the past few videos, so there's nothing really new for future videos yet. I am working on the 500 subscriber stream soon. We'll get to that later on soon as I work out the details. Peace.